Hello, everyone. Welcome to an APH Virtual Excel Academy. Today is Welcome to Amazing May. We are so glad to have you with us today. Feel free to say hello in the chat. We love seeing which friends have come to join us today. As you get in and get comfortable, we do have closed captioning available for you if you need it. Welcome to an APH Virtual Excel Academy. Today is Welcome to Amazing May. This is meant for our younger, more elementary students. So you are welcome to stay, even if you're not that age group. Join in the fun. Today is Audrey Schading. Audrey, how are you today?
I am fine, Leanne. How are you?
I am doing good. I am going to turn this group of students over to you.
Thank you. And just give me 2 seconds. Excuse me, but I had a little frog in my throat and now I think it's gone. Hi, everybody. This is Amazing May, and we just started it a few days ago. Let me see. Today is May. What is our date? It's the 4th. It's May 4th. And we have a lot of exciting days in May to talk about. And not only May, but we're going to go back a little bit to the end of April because we're still in spring. And spring is so lovely. And a very special April day has just passed called Arbor Day, which we'll talk about. We're going to talk about May days. And we're also going to creep into June a little bit because this is our last time we're going to meet for these sessions. And so we want to get June in there, talk about the last day of school, Father's Day, birthdays. Speaking of birthdays, I wonder if anybody's had a birthday in May, is having one. I'm having one in June. It's the 15th, which is the middle of the month. And middle is the other word we're going to really play a game about today. So before we do anything, I think we should sing happy birthday for all the birthdays for everybody from May and June and all the way through, even if you have a summer birthday, July or August. And I'm going to sing happy birthday to everybody. So here goes. I might have a little croaky voice here with this frog, but here I go anyway. And I will sing it in a not too fast and not too slow, right? Just a nice middle pace. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, everybody. Happy birthday to you. And have a wonderful, wonderful celebration, whatever you're going to celebrate, and make your birthday really special. When I have my birthday or when my kids have their birthdays, I have learned to tell them, make your birthday celebration for the whole month, not just for that day. Okay, so now we have Amazing May. And let's talk a little bit about May 1st, which it's just a fun day to remember because it just passed. And this is not a super popular thing in the United States, but I remember reading about it and thinking how fun it is. So if you can imagine, and I know you're all good at imagining, that we have a big, tall pole, big, tall, and all kinds of flowers around it. And we're going to talk more about flowers today. And we just are dancing around this maypole because children always like to celebrate May 1st. And they would wear flowers, they would just dance around and throw flowers. And it was just a really good time. So just imagine, take a breath and imagine you're dancing around this pole and that you're throwing up flowers all around and that you're with all kinds of other kids and laughing and having a good time. Take a second to imagine that. Okay, so that's our beginning of our month. So let's go back just a few days, and we usually take our time machine so we can swish there, and it's to the end of April, and it's the 30th of April, so it's just the day before May 1st. And there's a very special holiday, and we've planted trees a lot in our sessions, and we've been trees, and we'll do that again today. But I want to talk about the word tree and what it means in a couple of languages and how it has to do with our holiday. So the first word we're going to practice is arbre. And I know you can all say it in your mind, and I wonder if you can guess in your mind and even say out loud what language this could be. Arbre. I'm going to tell you, it's the French language. So that is tree. And in Spanish, here's the word in Spanish, and it sounds so much like the French word arbol, arbol. So you hear the R in arbre and arbol. So now we're going to talk about our holiday, and it's called Arbor Day. And arbor means shelter and protection. And you remember how much our trees protect us with their branches. So right now, why don't you stretch your arms way up high over your heads and just be the branches of the tree. Your arms are the branches. I'm stretching mine, and they are protecting me from the rain and the wind and the hot sun. Oh, I'm getting so much shade, and the trees are giving us oxygen. So to remember how good the trees are to us and to the earth, we plant trees all the time, but we plant them especially on that day. The whole country does. So I know that Robin has some very nice pictures of trees, and I'm going to turn it over to her, and we're going to talk about that for a few minutes. Thank you, Robin.
Hello, friends. This is Robin coming at you, and I am going to take you over to some pictures. So I'm going to click share screen. So give me a quick second, and my screen is sharing. We are right here. We're looking at some pictures that I am excited to describe for you. I have 3 pictures on this slide, and then we have another one that we'll look at in a second. On our first slide, we have 3 pictures. In the top left corner, we have a picture just of a nice big tree. And then on the bottom left, we have a very beautiful scenery. It's green grass with a nice tall tree. And I loved this picture because Audrey, instead of having green leaves, this tree actually is pink. Which isn't something you normally see. So I don't know the complete version of this tree, but it is still very pretty. And it's a nice big one, except it has one of my favorite colors. It's got these big pink flowers all over it. And then high above it is this beautiful blue sky with white puffy clouds. It kind of feels like you're in the dream scene of some awesome dream. It's just peaceful and beautiful.
Oh, that makes me very happy. Pink and a dream. That sounds good.
I thought it would spark our imaginations. But we can't go too far into imagination land because we are supposed to be learning about Arbor Day. So the picture I have on the right side is 2 hands cupped together. Maybe you can even do it while I'm talking to you. So take your 2 hands and cup it together. And then it's filled with dirt. And then it's a tree seedling because on Arbor Day, you really plant a lot of trees. So we're looking at what a tree could look like in its little tiny baby form. And that actually takes us to our next picture because we know that trees can be very big. So, oops. Oh no, I'm clicking around and it's clicking to all the wrong pictures. But now we're on the right picture, Audrey. We are back. Okay, now what we are looking at is imagine we are on the ground and we are looking very closely at 4 baby trees planted in the ground. So when we see there's a hand above these trees, the hand looks enormous because we are on the ground looking very closely at these baby trees. And they're like little sprouts. They're like the size of your hand or the size of your fingers. So this is a very, very up close picture so that we can remember that these big, mighty trees started out just as little things, just like you and me.
Oh, that is wonderful. And I think this is a wonderful holiday. I have a tree song that I wrote, and I'm going to sing it for us. Thank you for showing the slides. And I think the song will go nicely with them. And it is called I'd Like to Be a Tree. And the tune of Farmer and the Deaf. Anybody knows this one? I'll sing my verses. Here I go. I'd like to be a tree. I'd like to be a tree. I'd like to be an apple tree so I can. Oh, I messed up. Let me start again. I'd like to be a tree. I'd like to be a tree. I'd like to be an apple tree to give some people fruit. I'd like to be a tree. I'd like to be a tree and spread my branches far and wide so people can get some shade. I'd like to be a tree. I'd like to be a tree so I can give some oxygen for people to breathe fresh air. And I'm going to tell you a funny story about this song, and I think it's a good lesson for everybody. I wrote this song and I changed the words a few times, and I forgot to edit. And edit means that you check it. So I had a couple different words in my head and they didn't go with the words that I wrote down. So I kind of fudged it a little bit, which means I did the best I could. And that's just my silly story that I did, but that happens to us at sometimes. Okay, so that's a cool song. I had fun writing that. And I love to think about trees growing. I love to hug trees. Do you like to hug them, Robin or Leanne? I do. When I walk down the street with my dog, my guide dog, if I find a tree sometimes, I stop and I tell him to sit and I just throw my arms around the tree and just stay there for a few minutes and thank the tree for everything that it has done for us. And there is a cool book, if you could put it in the chat box, Leanne, it's called The Giving Tree. And that's by Shel Silverstein, and that is one of my favorite books about a little boy who takes so much from the tree and the tree keeps giving him everything it has for this boy. And when the boy grows up to be a man, the tree is still giving him what he needs. Okay, thank you. And why don't we talk about, do you know what that, if you go, do you know what that is, Robin? What is that?
It kind of sounds very musical.
Yeah, it's not singing though exactly. It's singing without, I think it's called humming. Well, it is. And I like to hum sometimes. And Robin has a slide for us. And it is a hummingbird. And we're going to hear the sound of a hummingbird and tell a little tiny story about hummingbirds. And what do you have for us, Robin?
All right, so I'm bringing us back to share screen, and I'm going to put it up really big though so everybody can see it. And the first thing we're going to do is we are going to look at a hummingbird. Now, most of you already know that birds typically aren't very big. In fact, many birds are small, but a hummingbird is tiny. So our first picture we are looking at is a tiny hummingbird. They have a very long beak and they have a little lean, like a thin body, and these fierce little wings that flutter, flutter, flutter. So that's our first picture. This hummingbird has a green body with a little bit of brown and a little bit of white. But now, like on where your neck is, on the hummingbird, so where our neck is kind of the same place that I'm talking about on a hummingbird. It's gold and red. So this hummingbird, the top of its head is green, its neck is this gold and red, and then it fades to white, and then its belly and its chest and its body is a mix of this bright green and a little bit of brown. So this little hummingbird is, I gotta say, it's kind of a cutie. Now I have another picture, and I have two of them on this slide. The one on the left is a tiny hummingbird, because remember, hummingbirds are very tiny. And it is, oh, can I say the word eating? I don't think that that's right, but it is, we're gonna say eating in case you don't know what I'm talking about. From a flower. So its beak is in the flower. So the flowers are this long, tall, purple and blue. And this hummingbird is actually red and gold. So our other one was green, and this one is red and gold. So we're watching the hummingbird go from flower to flower and having just a great little feast. And then, of course, because it's spring flowers in amazing May, we are looking at some purple flowers and some yellow flowers, and they are just beautiful. So now that we've seen our hummingbird, now remember, put out your hand. I bet a hummingbird could fit right in your hand. That's how tiny it is.
Oh,
Do you think now we should hear the sound of a hummingbird, Audrey?
I do.
Okay, so I'm going to click escape and I'm going to take us over to Professor YouTube, which is helping us with today's portion. And now I have this YouTube link and I'm going to make it big screen. Now, most of you know that birds usually make sounds with like a tweet, tweet, or like a beautiful song. But what we're listening to today is the sound of those fierce hummingbird wings. And it doesn't sound like anything you've ever thought of. It sounds like a phone vibrating. Vroom, vroom. Or that's kind of like a motorcycle, but wait till you listen to it. Okay, so I'm going to click play and we are looking at this little tiny hummingbird drinking from a bird feeder. So there's no sound. Wait. Audrey, could you hear that?
Yes.
That quick flutter? That's the sound of a hummingbird. Its little wings flutter so fierce and fast that it sounds like vroom, 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 vroom. Listen again, because I'm definitely not the best at it. Listen again. That sound right there, that's the sound of a hummingbird's wings. And then you can hear a little of it tweeting. Isn't it fun? We hear a lot of that sound.
Did I lose you, Robin?
Oh, I'm here because we have so many hummingbirds at this.
I think we're lost. Am I frozen?
All right. I am going to click stop share.
Okay.
And it is back to you. Oh, are you there, Audrey?
Your camera has disappeared, Audrey.
Now? Oh, no. Let me see if I can rectify that while we're talking. I have to plug this keyboard in here again. Sorry, I don't know why. So my friend in Colorado has a hummingbird feeders, a couple of them, because there are no flowers there in Colorado. And, well, I'm so sorry. Because there are no flowers, what he does is he feeds with the bird feeders, just like Robin showed you guys. And the birds line up, and there are like 16 birds, and they wait their turns to drink the sugar water. That's what they drink, is sugar and water, because there's no nectar and no flowers. So I just think it's really cool that the hummingbirds all line up and take turns.
That is really cool. I will share. This is Leanne. I have a hummingbird feeder that I hang suction cupped to my window in my office. And so I watch them come to the window and feed. And many times they are worried. And so they stay with their wings beating while they dip their nose into the fake plastic flower to drink sugar water. And if they're brave and want to rest, there's a little place for their feet to go, and their wings stop and fold down against their back, and they'll drink longer. I rarely get more than one hummingbird at a time, even though there are 4 places they could eat out of. They almost chase each other away. So I have seen 2 females. They are more brown in color. They're not necessarily
Oh dear, I'm so
green. And the male is the one with those brighter colors. So If you want to know a little bit more how they eat, they stick their tongue down into the flower or into my fake plastic flower. And their
Ah,
tongue, they say, is hollow. And they think that a little bit of the nectar or sugar water gets in their tongue, and then they coil their tongue up and it comes back in their mouth with a little bit of that nectar or sugar water in it.
Hey, Leanne, this is Robin, and I am going to say that we are going to do a quick pause to our recording.
hummingbirds. And I think we had a nice chat about Leanne's bird feeder and my friends with their bird feeder. So now we're going to talk about another holiday that's coming tomorrow, and it's so cool. And it has to do with the cultures of, um, of Mexico. Mexican American cultures, because we have a lot of people who come from Mexico. And I didn't come from Mexico, but I like to celebrate Cinco de Mayo. And I'm going to play a little bit of music from Cinco de Mayo. And then Robin has some cool slides and they're going to make us hungry. So let's see if my robot will work for me for just a few seconds here. Just a second. Play Cinco de Mayo music.
The playlist Puro Troncaso on Amazon Music.
Here we go. Okay. Great. I thought that was cool. Robin, do you have your slides?
I do. I loved that music, though. It was so festive. I
Isn't
think
it fun?
we should listen to it in a little bit, maybe just one more time after we talk about pictures, because I was just getting my feet tapping and so much fun. So I bet we could squeeze out 5 more minutes or 5 more seconds of music
Okay.
at the end. Okay,
Sure.
but back to pictures. So hello, friends. It is Robin again. I am going to go to share screen, and I'm going to put this into present mode so that you can see or listen to very clearly what we are talking about for Cinco de Mayo. I have 2 pictures on this screen. The picture on the left are 4 Latino ladies who look like they probably are from Mexico, since we're talking about Cinco de Mayo. So they have dark hair and they have beautiful bright red lipstick, but they have so much more. They are wearing traditional costumes, and these are very special. The tops that they are wearing have a very special neckline, kind of like ruffles. It's really big and flowy, and they're all white with a special color that matches their special skirt. Now, this isn't any type of regular skirt. This is a skirt that they can hold out with both arms on both sides and make it very big so that they can drape it around as they do beautiful dancing. And so they have skirts that are green and purple with flowers. Another one are baby blue, another is orange. And then the girls are all wearing these special headdresses with flowers. Everything is ornate and bold and bright. So we see these 4 lovely ladies standing in a staggered line, and they're holding their beautiful skirts up so that we can see them. Their skirts fan out. So it's not like a skirt you would wear to church or to school. These are beautiful flowing skirts that are meant to show off lots of color. The bottom right picture is a woman and a man doing some traditional Mexican dancing. At least I'm hoping it's Mexican. I did look for Cinco de Mayo pictures. And so the man is wearing a special outfit. He has got a big hat called a sombrero. It's unlike any regular type of hat. It's very fun. And then his outfit has a black jacket and black pants with white ornate stitching around the seams. And then the woman is wearing another one of those costumes that I've already described, where when you turn it and you hold the skirt up, it flows around, except hers is yellow and purple and pink. And the 2 of them are in this beautiful choreographed dance. So super fun colors and visuals for Cinco de Mayo.
Can you pause? Oh, sorry. Can you pause 1 second, Robin? Because you're talking about sombreros. And I remember that when I was a kid in my school, we did something when we had phys ed. We used to dance and do all these folk dances and square dances. And we did the Mexican hat dance. And we would dance around a big sombrero, probably like the one in your picture. So I'm going to play you a little bit of dance music of the Mexican hat dance because it is so much fun. And if anybody can ever go and do it, you should do it because it's just a cool, cool dance. And everybody dances around the hat and claps their hands and it's cool. So here it comes a little bit of that. If you can show the sombrero again, that would be really cool. Here we go. Play the Mexican hat dance.
Mexican hat dance, a kid line dance party.
So that's our Mexican hat dance. Isn't that cool?
Oh my goodness, I was tapping my feet to it the whole time.
Yeah, it makes me want to just go and dance all around the room. So please continue with your other slides, please.
Well, because it's Robin, and if you've come to other ones, you know that my next slide is about food. Woohoo! And so we are looking at a table setting of lots of yummy foods from Cinco de Mayo. So we see some plates that have chips in it and some salsas and some guacamole. We see some long oval plates with tacos that look like they're filled with all kinds of good stuff like cilantro and some meats, maybe some carne asada. I love it all. We see tortillas, fajitas, you name it, Audrey. It's on this slide. We are looking at so many fun pictures of food that I think I need to have tacos. Wait a minute. It's Tuesday. I'm going to have Taco Tuesday.
Yeah.
Just because of this lesson. All right, Audrey, I'm going to stop sharing and I am bringing it back to you.
Oh, thank you. I love Taco Tuesday. I'm already going to think of something that I want to eat that's going to be fun and Mexican. Oh, I love all those things. Well, okay, so tomorrow, that's our real day, Cinco de Mayo. And then we're going through our months. And coming up Sunday, we have Mother's Day. And so what I thought would be fun is think about your mom or your grandma or an aunt or a special teacher, somebody you want to honor for Mother's Day. And you can celebrate by writing her a song or a poem, making a card. You can make her breakfast, make her tacos. You can think of all these cool things. You can go shopping. We can close our eyes and imagine you're going shopping for Mother's Day and go and buy her a present. Okay, I think that is cool. So you can give her flowers. You could just go on and on and on. The list would be endless of all the things that you could do for mom. So think about that for Sunday. And then we have May 12th coming up. That's almost the middle of our month. And since our month just started, we don't want to make the days go too super fast. But in 8 more days, it will be May 12th. And this is the 200th remembrance of Florence Nightingale. Now, this is cool because, you know, Robin has the first name, her name is Robin, and that's the name of a bird. And Florence's last name, Nightingale, is the name of another bird, the nightingale. So Florence Nightingale was this very, very special nurse who helped a lot of people, a lot of people. And because she did, she really got people to pay attention to nurses. And because of her, we have International Nurses Day on the 12th of May. So think about any time a nurse helped you. Maybe you think of a nurse in the hospital or a school nurse. Wow, maybe you have a nurse in your family. So you can think and send your nurse friend good thoughts because they always help people feel better. Okay, so that is our Nurses International Nurse Day. That's the 12th. And we have 2 holidays that are coming up, and I'm going to combine them. And Robin, I am going to ask you if you could do some magic and find an American flag for us. I know this is last minute, and if you can't, that's okay. But if you can do some magic, that would be cool. So
Okay, I'm gonna leave my taco slides and I will get you one in one hot second, Audrey.
okay, because we're talking about 2 days on the 20, let's see, it's Monday, which will be the last Monday of May is going to be Memorial Day. And that's a day that we remember all the people who had to fight in wars to protect our country. That is called Memorial Day. And everybody has no school that day. It's a holiday, and a lot of people march in parades and wave flags, and Girl Scouts and Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts and any other kind of club you're in, or with your church or anything. And people start having picnics. I know my son was in a band, so he played from his school. He played an instrument. He played the saxophone for Memorial Day. And that was really cool. So then we also have Flag Day, which comes up in June. And so we just jump to the middle of June for a second, because we have June 14th is Flag Day, when we remember our flag. So we fly our flag a lot of times, the American flag. And we're going to talk about the flag in a minute. We will play some parade music, and we will do the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. But first, if Robin has her flag ready.
I am ready, Audrey.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna click share screen, everybody, and put it into present mode so it will take up your whole screen to see. Now I have a picture of the American flag, which, in case you don't know, has red and white stripes and a nice rectangle, blue in the top left corner with white stars. And the picture that I have selected of the flag is a view of us looking up at it. So you see a bright blue background of the sky and white puffy clouds, and that beautiful red, white, and blue flag is waving in the air. So that's what we're looking at, Audrey. What would you like to do now?
Okay, well, we have Memorial Day and we have Flag Day, and then we jump to July 4th, which is our Independence Day, when we celebrate the birthday of the United States. So all those days we can remember our flag and think of the stars and the stripes, as Leanne said. As Robin said, I keep mixing up my names today. It's a mixed up day. But let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. And if you know it, you can say it with me. And I will put my hand on my heart, which is in the middle of my chest. We talked about middle, and we may get to our middle game. I like that. I use the word may for the month of May, and we may get to that game. So let's do the Pledge of Allegiance right now. Please, if you would. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. That is good. I thought a lot of holidays there for celebrations. I'm thinking that we went through, I'm going to make sure I didn't miss any kind of a holiday. We have time for our game, for the middle game. We talked about the tree branches over our heads, and we were under that tree. And I think it would be fun to do middle. And the first thing, think about your middle finger on your hand. You have your thumb and your index finger, and the middle finger is the tallest finger. And On that middle finger, you can touch your fingernail and go. I count 3 knuckles, and the first knuckle, the second knuckle is my middle knuckle of my middle finger. And I like to snap my fingers. I don't know if you can hear that, probably not, but I snap, my middle finger is the strongest finger for snapping. So I use my thumb and my middle finger. It doesn't work so well with my index finger, but snapping fingers is a good skill. So let's talk about other middle things, and let's do a game and see how many middles you can find. Okay, the first part of our game is touch the middle of your head, on the top of your head. Okay, I found the middle of my head. My forehead is in front of my hand, and the back of my head is, of course, in the back of my hand. Okay, I'm going to go down to my forehead, and I found the middle of my forehead, just above my nose. Now touch your nose, and that's kind of in the middle of your face. And now my finger's on the middle of my nose. Can you touch the middle of your top lip? There's a little teeny crease, like a little crease in your skin, and you can feel that when you go down your nose, and there's your lip, and there's a little kind of an indentation. You can just feel it. It feels very fun. So that's the middle of my lip. And I jump down to my chin. I got the middle of my chin. That's really cool. And we already said what was in the middle of our chest is our heart. So I'm going to do that. And how about the middle of your arm? I think the middle of my arm is my elbow. And I wonder if you can touch both of your elbows. Take one hand and go to the other arm, not to your other arm, and touch that elbow. Each hand is going to touch the opposite elbow. And you can touch both elbows at the same time and raise them up in the air and put them down. Let's think what else is middle. The middle of my body is my waist. That is cool. The middle of my leg is my knee. And we have, think about our fingers. We found a middle finger, and think about our middle toe. I wonder if you can wiggle your middle toe. I'm trying. I think I can do that. We did a whole lot of middle things, and we did a lot of amazing things. And I'm going to check to see how many minutes we have so that we could play another game. And I will see what we have. Our time is, we still have 11 minutes. So we have a lot of things. Okay, I'm going to do some true, false, and multiple choice. I know how much we like those kinds of games. I like them. Okay, so number 1, this is going to be a multiple choice, and I will pause for the answer. Okay, it's going to be A, B, C, D, and E. Okay. So number 1 is, if it's not the beginning and it's not the end, another word for the center, I didn't talk about center, but I think you already know. The center of something, like the center of a flower, where the hummingbird gets the nectar, the center of my forehead, the center of something. The center, the word we've been using a lot today. Another word for center is A, minute, B, second, C, middle, D, Cinco de Mayo, E, Mexican hat dance. Okay. And I think people know the answer, and if anybody sends it in the chat, that is cool. I'm just going to pause and count to 5, and I'm going to give the answer. Our answer is C, middle. Okay. Number 2, I bet everybody got that right. Number 2, when we celebrate and have all kinds of great food and dances and happy festive music and celebrate American culture, that is called, I'm only going to give you 3 choices here. A, Arbor Day. B, Cinco de Mayo. C, Memorial Day. Think about it, and I know you know it, and I hope you celebrate it. And of course, our answer is B, Cinco de Mayo. Number 3, Memorial Day, Flag Day, the 4th of July are all celebrations to remember special things for A, our country, the United States of America, B, tacos, or C, growing trees. And of course, you know the answer. Memorial Day, Flag Day, and the 4th of July are all remembering our country and special times of the United States of America. Number 4, when we celebrate Arbor Day, we remember flowers. True or false? When we celebrate Arbor Day, we remember flowers. True or false? And the answer is false. Some of them could have flowers, some blossoms, but we are celebrating trees. Number 5, Mother's Day and Father's Day are special holidays where we remember special people. Mother's Day is in June and Father's Day is in May. So to recap, Mother's Day is in June and Father's Day is in May. True or false? And this also is false because Mother's Day is May, coming up on Sunday, and Father's Day will be in June. Okay, I think we have time for a couple more.
You
And
do.
it is going to be another multiple choice. Then we'll try a fill in the blank. But this multiple choice is coming from a song. Today I sang a song about A, birds, B, bees, C, trees. Birds, bees, or trees? And the answer is C, trees. I love that song. I think that my Zoom messed up and I didn't get to tell my joke about hummingbirds. So I'm going to do it now. Okay, you know when we're humming things, sometimes we don't sing and we may not, when we're humming, we have no words. So this is our joke. Why do hummingbirds hum? Because they don't know the words. And that's a very silly joke, but I thought it was fun. And I grew up with that joke. Shall we play another few seconds of the Mexican hat dance?
One more time and then we'll wrap it up.
Okay, here we go, thanks. Play the Mexican hat dance.
Mexican hat dance. A kid line dance party.
Here we go.
On Amazon Music.
Now it's going fade away. This has been very, very much fun. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Leanne. I had such a good time with everybody.
Thank you so much, Audrey. Thank you all for joining us this amazing May Day. If you're joining us tomorrow, tomorrow is Trip Up or Step Up with conversational social cues. So we hope you join in. Or on Thursday, Dress for Success Part 2. I hope you all have a great day. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Closed Captions. And again, thank you, Audrey. It's been fabulous.
Thank you. It certainly has. Bye-bye,
Bye,
everybody.
everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.